Hey guys, welcome to another Home Lab series video today. In today's video, we'll be doing a kind of special edition video for Valentine's Day as it is this week. And I found this kind of fun thing. We did a special video last year where we did some coding, but in this case, I found a really cool kind of Home Lab self-hosted app that you can run to kind of make and share all your moments together that you have with your significant other or whoever you want to do Valentine's Day with, and you can kind of present it and show it to them, and then you guys can add more moments throughout the rest of the year. So if you're looking for something that is kind of cool and kind of is a little bit romantic and can review all your moments you spent together, this is kind of pretty fun. I don't actually have anything this year for myself, so this is just my Disney trip in regards to what I did this year for my moments to kind of share with you guys. So to get started, you can kind of see you can have your kind of like startup here, and there's a little bit of configuration a little bit beforehand, so we'll also do that and go through that to kind of see. But you have like your intro where this photo is like kind of like your photo that you'll use, and it will show up every single time. So I got an intro, you got your date of like your anniversary, and then it'll actually do the math between on how long you've actually been in a relationship, which is kind of cool because sometimes you're like, you gotta think. Scrolling down, you can add special moments. So currently I have one that I went to Disney World in January. You can add more moments as you kind of go through, or if you have like previous moments that you've done, you can add all those into like a little bit of a timeline here, which is pretty cool. Then what you got next is a countdown, which you can set for all the stuff that you want. So in this case, I got Valentine's Day. So I got 5 days until Valentine's Day for at least when I'm making this video. This will be released later, so you might have more days, less days. It kind of really depends. And I think the time zone is actually slightly off because, it's 5 days. So it's like 6 days, yeah. Okay, now that makes sense. So, but you can easily click on it and then select the date, and then select, the countdown, so you can always remember your anniversary and stuff like that. Then you can essentially scroll down and you can see all your moments essentially. So what I got is I did the Tron ride, very fun at Disney World. It's a very unique ride because it's like the only one that you're like front facing, so like this is actually what you would be set up in, so that was really cool. I also tried to pull out the sword, but apparently I'm not worthy enough to pull it out because I couldn't pull it out, but it was still fun. We had some fancy dinners, so lots of great food and a good time. And we also did the Hollywood one too, the Hollywood park, where we got to do like the Star Wars stuff, which they made really cool, honestly. But if you're looking to like add things to like your events as well, you can hit the edit button in the lower right where my face is actually right now, and then hit the add plus sign right down here, and you can add a new entry. So in this case, like I have I think one more photo, which is this. So like Magic Kingdom, I can add this Magic Kingdom. And then you need to add a description, so obviously you can make more moments and memories and things like that in here. So depending on the date, it's ordered by latest to or earliest to latest. So essentially, your most recent will show up at the top. So in this case, my last one was January 10th, so I'll just do like 9th, so it shows up at the bottom here. And then you can see that the moment got added, and if I scroll all the way down, you can see I am at Magic Kingdom. It was actually really cool. There's a lot of cool things. So you can see I clearly look very happy. So vacationing is very good for the morale for sure. So, but this is what you can do, and you can pick all the moments of things that you guys done, dates that you guys been on, and other things that your significant other might appreciate. So that's kind of it. There really isn't like too much to it besides adding your moments. There is other things that you can do too, like film lists. So like you can add stuff to like, hey, what do I want to watch for other things, as well as a bucket list of things that you guys want to do together, and add it on here. So there's a little bit of other things as well, but it's pretty cool, just kind of looking at it and being like, here's all of our moments, and you can kind of reminisce and see how cool it is. So that's pretty much it for this. So to set it up, it's actually pretty simple. So Shared Moments has their GitHub, which they have a Docker Compose YAML file that we'll be using essentially. So what we'll need here is essentially a VM or container, depending on how you guys do it in your own home lab, with Docker and Docker Compose installed. So I have both those installed. I also have Nginx installed with certs, so I can use HTTPS. But if you don't, I'll also show you what port it would do by default. But it's all compiled in my automation. So if you're interested, check out my automation playlist series in the description below. So what we'll do though is essentially copy this file from their GitHub. So by docker compose.yaml, we'll paste in the values that they have here. Oh, we scrolled up too much. And then we'll update essentially the volumes, because right now they just have the placeholders, but we'll just say, hey, I'm going to have all the volumes in the existing directory. So it would just mount to that directory essentially. So we'll just update the volume paths. And that's really kind of the only thing that you need to change in regards to making it work. But I would recommend, if you're doing this in an environment, that you should change anything that is password related too. So at the very bottom, I think there was a database password. So I'll scroll back down after I update these. So I just put dot to say, hey, in the current directory, create these folders essentially and mount them. But you can see here that there is a MySQL password environment variable. You want to update that. Super secret password is not very super secret when it's named super secret. And then update it down here as well. And then my MySQL root password. So those are like things that you should update. I won't in this video, but you should just do password generator and then just update it. Not that big of a deal. And then we'll save. And then we'll do a docker compose up and then -d for detached mode. So this will essentially pull it, container, and start running it. And then if you don't have like Nginx or like a reverse proxy installed, what you would do is go to HTTP, the IP of the DNS name that you have set up for your machine, and on port 5000 is where it's running. So this is still pulling and should finish pretty quick. But I will type it in. So HTTP, and in this case, shared moments 2.dragon.local, and port 5000 is where it would be hosted. So it's created and we can go to it. It probably still might be running here. Yep. So now it's finished running. So you can see that you can access it. But if you have certs, you can do the same thing and then just do it without HTTP, and you have secured TLS. From here, you can do kind of like the setup that you have. So like in here, there is the story or the title. So you can see I named it My Moments because I just doing my Disney moments here. But you can name it something, sweet, being like Our Moments, or something that, resonates with you and your significant other. Then you can have a password set up so that essentially no one can just randomly access it, right? So we'll just type in our password in here. But the interesting thing is, like, you could make the password be like your anniversary or something like that, something that is like, significant to you guys, and then it's kind of romantic too. Plus then it means you actually know when your anniversary is, or you can just have a big fight when you guys are like, no, that's not our anniversary date, right? And then you can create your profiles in regards to like your users. So in this case, I just did like random dates in regards to this. But you would obviously type in your actual dates so that you can get like countdowns and stuff like that. And then your anniversary date for whenever it is, so that you can essentially get that countdown. You can also say in here where your relationship status. So there are a few options. So in relationship, married, in an open relationship, and it's in a complicated relationship. I would probably question if you're putting it's a complicated relationship, making this, but at the end of the day, not all relationships are simple. So that's why that's there. So as you can see, no one will judge. It's really up to you, honestly, at the end of the day. But we'll just put in relationship for this specifically. Then you could choose your story cover image. So the story cover image is essentially this image. So this image will show up on every single page. So pick something cute, pick something that's interesting that you guys will resonate with, because it will show up at the top of every page. So I'm pretty sure I just did that one. I think that was the image. And then you can also add a soundtrack too. I don't actually know how the soundtrack works, but you can definitely add one if you have one. And then you can complete setup, and then you can log in. Oh, okay. It was a sword. I picked the wrong image. It was a sword, the one that I picked apparently. So then you kind of get this. You can take a look at it. And apparently, if you click the share button, it downloads the PNG, which is actually pretty cool too. So, but yeah, here you can create your special moments, which was the timeline, and then the countdown that you can count down. And add Valentine's Day, and then do like the date, the 14th, and then you get here's your countdown, here's your stuff, and that's pretty much it. So, honestly, at the end of the day, Valentine's Day is what you make of it and what the moments you put into it. This is just more of a platform for you to be able to showcase it. So, hopefully, you guys have some cool things to share with your significant other if you decide you want to do this. And honestly, have a good time. Hopefully, you guys, everything just is pretty cool and romantic or cute or however you guys like to spend it. So. But that's pretty much it for this video on how to set up shared moments so that you guys can add your stuff to it and have some fun. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.